We're in Texas, and y'all say howdy, but we're in the Midwest house, and I'm from Detroit, and we say, what up, dog? Hey. All right, so I'm dressed like a school bus because I'm excited to tell you guys about how we can build field trips at your fingertips. All right, so we got a lot of problems when it comes to field trips. Everybody here has been on one and has had to take a piece of paper home to their parents, get it signed, take it back with paper money. We're digitizing that process. So the problem is the same for both teachers and vendors. Managing the field trips, collecting money, we want to make sure that we're taking the paper problems out of that. So how do we do that? A wraparound solution that allows a teacher to build a trip slip from her phone, to send it out to parents through a QR code or a link that they can then fill out on their phone and say, wait a minute, I don't want to go to an ATM. Can I pay for this with my card? You sure can, because we're taking the paper out of the paper problems. So, our market is huge. I mean, just in America, you're looking at about 55 million students. 55 million. But in Metro Detroit, we have about 620,000-ish students. The average student takes 3 field trips per year. We would charge a $2 convenience fee if a parent said that they wanted to pay from their phone. Now, that's not going to include any ancillary services. It doesn't include extracurricular activities. It doesn't include any sort of athletics, nothing other than field trips. If a parent wants to order their kids lunch, they can do that. If a parent wants to put money in their kid's digital wallet, they can do that. But beyond that, the teacher will eventually be able to book their transportation, their food, and the venue all from TripSlip. Now, we got some competitors, everybody does, but our competitors are only focused on what we're doing right now, which is the minimum viable product, the MVP version, which is the digital signatures and collecting money, not all the other stuff that I was just telling you about. So, this is a mock-up of what it looks like. Create your trip slip. It'll have a form that shows all the people who've already filled it out with the parents' information in it as well. So we monetize, again, freemium model, free to send out to parents, free for parents to fill out, but anytime money is exchanged, then money is exchanged. We'll take a portion of that. So the opportunity, again, Southeast Michigan, just by getting 250,000 of those 615,000, we're gonna do, it says $1.50 there, but we hiked it up to $2. So that's gonna get us a couple of $1 million by the end of 2025 before we offer the ancillary services. So here you see the opportunities, arbitrage model, et cetera, et cetera. But our team is made up of me. I have more than 1.5 million commercial miles driven. I've done 216 customer discovery interviews. I am a commercial driver. I have 2 children, so I'm a professional chaperone, and I worked at a museum. So I have a software developer, CTO, and a COO. Our team together, we have more than 20 years experience in each of our individual fields. So we need $300,000 to be able to build these things out. And I'll leave this up here just for posterity so you guys can look at and see what we can build and how it can come along. So, again, my name is Achsha. If you want to reach out to me, here's the information. Shoot me an email. You can call that number, 888-4-TRIPSLIP. Or you can find me online at Achsha so-and-so. Thank you, guys.
All right. 30 seconds to spare, so now you are the winner of the time competition. I always love saving as much time for Q&A, so let's get that started. Who's up? All right.
We should use that Speako app to see how many
I did say mom a couple times.
Yeah, that's all right. That was amazing. There you go. I have 5 kids. There's nothing like having our kid hand off their folder and sign that form and all that great stuff, but I appreciate the value of having a digital assistant. You talked about all these other platforms for lunches and sports and tuition. Have you thought about a world of more like a super app where you have all of these kind of connected versus now I, as a parent, got to put another app on my phone for 3 or 4 field trips a year?
The wonderful thing is that, passion, man, I'm just gonna start talking. So the wonderful thing is that you don't have to put an app on your phone to fill out the permission slip. But the sticky part of the app is that all the other stuff will be in it. So you'll want to, but it's gonna be super easy. When you talk about our competitors, they're going after districts, whereas we're approaching teachers. By and large, of all the customer discovery interviews we did, there's no standardized rubric at all for teachers, we'll say 90%, for teachers to have a permission slip form. So they can do this a la carte or in addition to, and they don't have to take the digital money, they can choose to instead accept regular paper money. So it doesn't have to be an app. But if the teacher says, hey, this is how I want to do it, that's how the parents will do it.
What's the go-to-market strategy to get the app or software from, you know, the App Store to actually teachers at schools? Is that the government for the school thing, or teachers just independently opt in, or how do you do that?
Amazing question, thank you. So the go-to-market strategy is reaching out to teachers. So we do these things called brunch and learns. So we pull up at a school, we bring them some snacks, and we tell them about the app. They get to download it, they get to experience it, and then they say, oh wow, this is great. It's so much easier than me having to create my own permission slip, print it out. And like one thing that I rarely ever talk about is saving trees. Like this will save thousands of trees. As a bus driver, permission slips littered my bus. I've been a chaperone where I've seen it happen where kids aren't prepared because their parents didn't know about it. I've gotten a call as a mom, like, hey, can your kid go to this field trip today? Sure, but she doesn't have any money. She might not have her hat. Like, what's going on? So the go-to-market strategy is to reach out to teachers and to let it become viral in that manner. So a couple teachers, we get enough teachers, we can flip-flop the school, and then we approach the leader of the school to say, hey, all your people are using this. Can we call you Trip Slip Certified?
Any questions? Anything in the audience? Oh, no one?
Logistically, so when a parent pays for a trip, where the funds go to the teacher? Do they have to put on their personal card? Like, how are they actually getting the funds to spend the money, or the school card, or how's that financial piece work out to execute?
The money comes to Trip Slip, we take our money out, we pay those vendors for them directly. So that's the part where vendors don't have to worry about it. Once they say, hey, we're on your app, we'll manage all of that for you. That's a little bit further down the line. We heard earlier about focusing on what we're doing now, not just the grand vision. So like what we're doing now is taking the money, holding on to it, and then paying the vendors as the trip arrives. What's that?
If it was a zoo trip, the zoo gets the money.
Yeah, for sure. Like wherever they're going to, we collect the money just to make it easier for teachers, and then we disseminate that to the vendors.
All right, round of applause. Trip Slip.